Good morning and welcome to a brand new episode of The Bid Nerd, your daily nerd out on the most interesting car of the day from all the automotive enthusiast auction sites like Bring a Trailer, P-Car Market, and more. My name is John Polnik. I record this show from the Container Park in downtown Las Vegas along with my partner Michael Deeb, who is sitting right over here. He's dipping his hat. He's a little out of focus, but that's okay. It's kind of good that he's kind of soft focused, don't you guys think? What's up, Michael Deeb?
Good morning, JP. I know we don't like to talk about the weather, but it is freezing. I'm just going to, so everybody understands, I literally have a heater right next to my face because it's so damn cold in the Deeb studio. That's how cold it is in San Francisco today. But it's a Monday, and I'm happy to be here, and we're going to see a new auction platform today. So that should be kind of exciting, and we'll tear it up, and give you what we think, and then we'll ask you what you think of the new platform that we're going to talk about.
All right, we're going to make some predictions. All right, for you guys who are new to the show, thanks for checking it out. What we do on this show is we find a car from one of the auction sites, and then we have a conversation about that specific car, and then we make a prediction as to what's going to happen with that car's auction. You know, how much will it get bid up to? Will it sell at all? Sometimes they fail to sell. Sometimes they break records. So we talk about the auctions that we know you guys are talking about. When you go to a car show, you know everyone's, did you see that car on VAT? Did you see that car on Cars and Bids? You know that this is a conversation you're having anyway, so you might as well have a couple of non-experts tell you what's going to actually happen because I don't know, why not? We don't actually know what the heck we're talking about, and we are non-experts. The cool thing about the show, when we make a prediction, we don't just leave it there like the weatherman. He doesn't get he's unaccountable for his errors, right? We actually, on this very episode, we're going to make a prediction with this car, and then at the end of the episode, we're going to show you what actually happened. So you can play along with us. It's kind of like the Price is Right. What are we going to say, Michael Deeb?
That's a really weak analogy, JP, because the weatherman's right like 50% of the time. We're not right nearly that much. I mean, that is a really bad analogy.
It would be awesome if we hit that average. You're absolutely right. Shout out to our good friends at Porsche of Las Vegas. If you don't want to deal with the auction thing, but you're looking for a classic Porsche or even a brand new Porsche, of course, they are the guys to talk to. They will, if they have a car that you want, they'll fly you in, put you up in a hotel. You can drive your new or classic Porsche around Las Vegas. Yeah, and have a good time.
Porsche of Las Vegas. Yeah, that's pretty awesome stuff that they will either deliver the car to you or deliver you to their showroom to take the car home. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Nobody else has service like that. God Porsche.
Forget European delivery, right? I mean, you go to Europe and see your car come off the factory. Who cares? Come to Vegas and have a good time. That's why you don't want to buy a Porsche from Topeka, Kansas Porsche. Do they even have a, does the state of Kansas have a Porsche dealership?
No,
I don't know.
No, they don't even have an airport.
What are you going to go, Baltimore or something like that? Fly to DC and hang out in terrible weather in a boring place. No, come to Vegas and get your Porsche. All right, let's get to today's car. It is not a Porsche. And it is not it's not on a platform that we have talked about yet, I think, on the show. So what are we talking about today, Michael Deeb?
So JP, Hagerty has quietly been doing Hagerty Marketplace. They have a classified section, and they've, not too recently started doing auctions. Now they are doing this. I don't want to say like they're pulling themselves up by the bootstraps because they're not making a big splash with this like I thought they would. Far as I can tell, they only ever have 3 or 4 cars in the classified, and they only have 3 cars on their auction site at any given time, including today's car, which is a 2010 Dodge Viper SRT10. This car is offered out of Savannah, Georgia. It has just 22,000 miles. And I mean, we can talk really quickly about the raw data of the car. Look at the Vipers. Just unbelievable, right? So 8.4 liter V10 with a Tremec 6-speed manual transmission. The car makes 600 horsepower, and John, it has 560 pound-foot of torque. That sounds like a twin turbocharged V8. You know what I mean? Car just total roadster, side exit, exhaust, just unbelievable. But and then this kind of take it or leave it, eye catching. They call it toxic orange metallic paint, and then the tan saddle interior. Okay, so enough about the car. This is where it gets really weird, John, and I'm gonna cite some Doug DeMuro stuff here. Our car, the car that's here, is a no reserve auction. The Carfax shows that it has 7 previous owners, and in 2017, it is a recovered stolen vehicle, which is essentially, John, I think like a branded title, right? That never comes off. It never comes off the Carfax or anything like that. But you know, we'd often bagged on Doug DeMuro for not doing a better job of sort of filtering people who submit, poor marketing assets like bad photos or bad videos. We've also criticized Doug DeMuro for having, 6-figure cars and now $1 million cars next to like, Yugos and Subarus and junk stuff that you would see on your neighbor's front lawn. I just think that with the reputation that Hagerty has and the fact that they're trying to grow this sort of new product for them with an auction platform, do you agree, JP, that they should weed out cars like this? Or do you look at a car like this and say that it stands up on its own? The fact that in the thing it said it had no damage, it just showed like somebody put like I can't remember now, like 800 miles on it or something like that when they had the car and it was stolen. Do you think it's okay to sell a car like this with a brand new website, or do you think that they should do a better job of weeding things out like this and say there's too much mystery and we don't want to be associated with cars where we don't really know what happened, and they should turn some people away? So I send it back to you again. In 2010, they only made 131 SRT10 Roadsters. So this is, by the numbers, a really rare car, and probably even more rare in this kind of god-awful orange paint scheme. I personally think that if Hagerty wants to grow this thing and be taken seriously, they should turn a few people away, and I would certainly have considered saying no to a car like this. But am I the only one, John, or would you agree with a sentiment like that,
Yeah, I think you're right, Deeb. If you're gonna, I mean, it's surprising that Hagerty would screw this pooch so hard. And look, we talk about these platforms all the time. Bring a Trailer, Cars and Bids, P-Car Market. There's Shiftgate. There's Marked. Hagerty now. Mercedes has one. There's a bunch of auction sites out there who have tried. There's some that have already come and gone. Our friends at Radwood tried it. The Stratus. There's a bunch of different auction companies that have tried to come out and compete with Bring a Trailer, and most have failed. Doug DeMuro with Cars and Bids, everyone knows, if you pay attention to the space at all, that he just got a big chunk of investment money or, some kind of equity deal, whatever. Cars and Bids, I think, has been successful for one reason and one reason only, and that's because Doug DeMuro. Go ahead.
No, it's that it's the LeBaron. Do you remember when they had that?
Yeah,
LeBaron,
it was probably the Chrysler.
I think
sure.
that's what they put him on the map. That's what did it.
Doug DeMuro has a mechanism to get traffic to his auction site because he gets millions of views on the videos that he produces for his YouTube channel. He has a mechanism to drive traffic. Everyone else, if you're someone like Shiftgate or Marked, they're not publishing content on a regular basis, so they can't lean on that audience that they already have to drive traffic to their auction platforms. So they have to actually spend money and advertise. And Shiftgate, to their credit, when they launched that site, I don't even know if that platform, I haven't checked the platform in months. I don't know if you have, but they actually did some really cool branding. They came out at BAT with all the right things. They're like, you get on the platform more quickly,
right.
Lower prices, lower, all the things that you want to hear, right? Real enthusiasts and their aesthetic. They really had a hard drive for aesthetic. But even they couldn't make it happen because you have to spend a lot of money to drive traffic to a platform that.
They're still grinding. They're still grinding to get it going.
They're still trying, right? And they're just, hey, guys, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's not, unless you get that $37 million and start spending money on advertising so you can keep up with Doug DeMuro. You have no shot. There's no way it's going to work. Hagerty, on the other hand, it's odd that Hagerty, they do have They have a whole
Assets
network
everywhere.
on
Yeah.
yeah, they have a magazine, they have a network of different YouTube channels. I mean, they have tons of
Yep.
shows. Our friends at DWOA have a show, Jason Camissa, they're getting
Right.
millions of views on all these different shows. They should buy Bid Nerds, honestly. Why the heck they don't have
Yeah.
Bid Nerds makes no sense.
It
But
would help them a lot.
yeah, exactly, right? They have a mechanism to advertise this and launch it and make it a heavy hitter. I think they are one of the few players that potentially could go against Cars and Bids and even bring a trailer, but they are just failing miserable here. This is awful. This is bad juju for their site. You're absolutely right. The aesthetic is terrible, and this car is a piece of junk. If they're going to come out in this arena, if they're going to start playing, they need to come in and throw their weight around. They are a King Kong. Why aren't
They
they
are.
coming in like, hey, we're Hagerty. Here we come. Get out of the way. I mean, P-Car Market should be quivering in their boots, but they're not. P-Car Market, as much as we
Not at
rag
all.
on them all the time, they did it right. They went niche and they advertised, they spent real money on reaching a target demographic, and they did a good job at it, frankly. And they have customer benefits like getting the car to market much more quickly than any of the other platforms. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Deeb. This is just a really bad move on their part. And I don't know. What do you think the car's worth?
Well, so I got
I guess we got to get back to the car.
I got one more for you, John.
Yeah.
So the people at Broad Arrow Group, there was like a mass exodus of people that worked for RM Sotheby's, and they started their own thing, and it's owned by Hagerty. Hagerty was like a major investor to fund these guys leaving RM and start their own thing called Broad Arrow Group, which is going to be this like, high end niche auction house that will do all the seasonal auctions like Amelia Island and Monterey and stuff. So on this additional notes at the end of this lot, it says a Broad Arrow Group car specialist is working as an agent on behalf of the owner of this vehicle. Contact, so and so, and here's his phone number, and here's his email, so and so at broadarrowgroup.com. I mean, it's just really funny that they're doing that. Why wouldn't you want to talk directly to the owner who knows the car? Why does somebody have to sell it for them? It's just that to me, with a car with this weird background, it just seems more fishy. Instead of being more helpful to me, it raises more questions, and it's a bit of a red flag to me. So anyway, the interesting thing, John, is this. These cars are actually worth a couple of bucks, right? So our car is going to close basically in just a day from now out of Savannah, Georgia with 22,000 miles, 7 previous owners. Believe it or not, JP, it's already got 20 bids and it's sitting at $52,777. I mean, I'm just going to say that, if it keeps going, it's going to go somewhere. I don't think this car is dead on arrival. I just think there's enough weird Americans out there that they're like, I don't care if it was stolen. I think it's a different market than what we're used to in the Porsche market. This would be a dead stick in the Porsche market, I think. But here on Hagerty, on an orange Viper, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to go $63,000. I think this car's going to make another 10 grand.
Yeah, I mean, I guess who knows?
Yeah.
When you have a weird title issue like that, it's anyone's guess. We've got a weird platform. I suspect that this platform does probably appeal to the boomers that are interested in this car more than maybe BAT or something like that, because those are probably the only people that have heard of this site because they get a magazine and they're like, oh, they have an auction now? They've never even been to BAT. How many car dealerships have you been to haven't heard of Bring a Trailer? It's always like, what? I've said it before. I like Vipers. I like this era of Vipers, that 2003. What is this?
10.
I know this is a 2010, but that's not what my question. What I'm asking is what generation. I think this is a Gen 3. I want to say.
Yeah, I think it's the first year of an update. Yeah.
No. It's not that would make it a Gen 4 or something. This is because this is the same body as like a 2003 to whatever. I think this is probably when this body style ended. So this is the tail end of this particular body style. But that said, whatever. They're hoot to drive. I do. if I were going to get an American muscle car, this is, I would get a Viper. I wouldn't get this Viper, but I do like this era of Viper. You know, there's no nannies. You know, they have analog brakes and that's about it. But they only come in manuals. That's awesome, man. I mean, this car is closer to an old 911 than pretty much anything that's made today. I mean, certainly more than anything Porsche made in 2010. There was nothing like an old 911.
I don't know, John. I look at this car and it screams R8 Spider to me. I don't know. It's just me.
Right. It needs to be more yellow. Love those chrome rims. Oh God, this is hideous. This particular version is not one that I could see myself try. This is kind of the thing that you could like, you know, you win at Vegas or something like that. You came to Vegas in 2010. You wanted a slot machine. You're just like, just give me the check. I don't even want to be seeing that thing. Don't take a picture of me in it. All right. So your number,
don't get it down.
Your number was, I'm going to say
I say somebody's going to put another 10 grand on top of where it's at.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to break 60 because I don't know. I've never paid it. I didn't even know that this platform was live. I heard it was coming, so I'm exactly this old when I realized that they were even playing in this this space. Gosh, you know, cars and bids, you always see, sometimes you see the last bid happen days before it closes. So I'm going to say it's kind of like that. I'm going to go 60. Maybe it gets a couple more. I don't know. What do you guys think of this car? What do you guys think of the Hagerty platform? What do you think of them kind of coming to market with such a subpar car? Do you think it doesn't matter because they're Hagerty and they're just going to be able to win anyway because they're such a big player? Or do you think this is just this is DOA? Are they just shooting themselves in the foot? We'd love to see your bids and comments below. So now is the time to plug that in and play along with us. See if you're better at making a prediction than either myself or Michael Deeb. Also, hit the subscribe, like, and notification button. And we are going to the future, and we're going to find out what happens with this car's auction right after this.
Word from our sponsor.
Hey guys, I gotta tell you about our friends Godden Porsche of Las Vegas and Godden Classic. If you're looking for a new Porsche or a classic, you gotta call our friend Steve at Godden. This guy.
1989 linen gray metallic G50 cab.
Is that going to be for sale?
It is going to be for sale. The car only has 65,000 miles.
Save yourself the hassle of screwing around with all the auctions like we always talk about and just talk to Steve. He'll find you the classic Porsche you're looking for. Godden Porsche of Las Vegas.
If you love watching car videos on YouTube, you gotta check out my channel, The Rami Show. Oh, this car! I am driving a 2020 Lamborghini SVJ. This car, watch this. Oh! 115 mile an hour turn, like it's nothing.
All right, welcome to the future, everyone. Okay, let's find out what happened with this dog meat Viper. I gotta tell you, I'm pretty shocked by this. We've done a lot of this stuff, and this one, Deeb, take it away. What happened? What are the results? What's going on?
Somebody paid full retail for a stolen vehicle. I just don't it. Just makes no sense. To recap, JP, I thought this car was worth in the $80,000 range, but I bid $63,000 because it's a theft recovery from 2017. You said 60 grand, taking just a slight under. Our car sold on Hagerty for $92,020 on 40 bids, which is staggering because, I mean, that's a retail number. That is a full retail number, and it's as if it never got stolen, which it did, and it's out there. So I just, man, and all that for a car I wouldn't even want to own, John. I mean, look at the tan roof on the, what they call this, toxic orange. I mean, nothing about this lot made any sense to me. This is sort of the knee slapper. Laugh all the way to the bank if you're the seller on this one. This is one of the most comical lots we've covered. I can't make heads or tails of this. I have no comment. I'm completely flabbergasted and a loss for words. I'll send it back to you. Hagerty pulled a Viper out of a hat. I mean, I don't know how they did it. It doesn't make any sense. I would never have come near that number. Crazy result.
Dumbest looking Viper I think I've ever seen. I'm with
Totally.
you here. These results, the thing is, I don't know. I mean, are we sure that is a high number for this particular collector version of a Viper? I've never seen a comp on, I've seen the other Vipers of this generation go for, pretty decent money here and there, $50, $60, $70,000. This is a rare version of it. So, okay. Does that make it more? I guess, but not with the theft recovery title. That just shocks me to the, like, what the heck?
Yeah. They paid a number that was, more a reflection of the rarity of the car than the car's actual history. And that is, if you're a seller or if you're the auction lot like Hagerty, I mean, you won. Like, you absolutely won. Here's the reason why this shocks me is this, John. If you or I or somebody we knew paid $92,000 for this car, I would tell you with a straight face, I do not think you'll ever get that number again for this car. I just think this was some sort of anomaly, and that this person now has a firm grip on this car, because I don't think this car is worth $60,000. It just doesn't make any sense. So I think they overpaid by 50% for the car. So it just really weird. Really.
Did you any fans of Aqua Teen Hunger Force out there? There's a great episode where the Moon Knights they steal someone's mail and they think they get someone's check, and so they go around trying to cash the check.
Oh my
they
God.
Stole it, and it turns out it's a bill. And it's radioactive, and not only will no one cash it, everyone's trying to get them to pay the bill. I feel like that's what someone got with this stupid toxic orange Viper. Is it not only did they not get something that's special that they're going to come up on, but it's going to wind up costing them in the long run. And whoops.
Yeah, I don't know the show, but I think the analogy is spot on. Boy, they
Well, I think
that it's called toxic orange.
I know. The only thing that's worse than this stupid car and the photos that go with it and everything about it is the dog meat interface. I mean, Hagerty, you guys have spent all the money on all the things, and what is up with this stupid? I mean, this is the worst.
The parking garage photos.
Well, okay, that's the seller's fault, right? The seller came to market with just awful photos, but I'm talking about the interface that Hagerty has. The way it navigates, the way the photos are all dumped. I mean, it's just an awful. Whoever developed this thing needs to just scrap all the code and go on a Chat GPT and rewrite it, man, because this is a garbage design. This is awful. And I'm telling you right now, Deeb, we're not covering any more Hagerty cars because it's such a pain in the ass from a production side. On my side, for all of you guys watching the show, I'm the one that has to push all the buttons and stuff while we're recording this live. I don't want to deal with Hagerty's interface. It's terrible. It doesn't work with ours. Forget it. There's plenty of other auction sites to go to.
You know what the irony is they own a whole nother auction interface called Rad for Sale, and they're not using it. Isn't that funny?
I wonder if it is just reskinned somehow, but it kind of seems like it might be. And that one wasn't very good either. Sorry, buddies. I love Radwood. We're very good friends out there with the folks who are the founders of Radwood and everything about it. It's great. But Rad for Sale failed, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And I think partially it's because of the code. I think that their interface wasn't very good. We can talk about a whole bunch of other stuff about the Rad for Sale and why it didn't make it, but I don't think it really matters. All the point is that Radwood is awesome. Hagerty's auction site sucks balls. Sorry, guys. It just does. All right, guys, what do you think of the results? What do you think of this toxic car in so many ways? Are we right, or are we just missing it? Are we not getting this Viper cocktail? Are you a Viper fan out there and we're just Porsche douchebags, so we just don't understand? Explain it to us in the comments below. We sure love hearing the comments from you guys. Ross Church House and Family Guy 5150. I'm sorry if I'm screwing up I don't know any of these guys' names. I just know their call signs on YouTube.
That's all right.
But
that's how they want to be known anyways.
Honestly, no one would want to associate with us. But thanks for being fans, guys. We really do appreciate you guys that are early adopters on the show. All right, we're going to step out of here and move on to tomorrow's most interesting car of the day. So stick around for tomorrow's episode. It's coming up soon. Michael Deeb, see you later.
Later.
Get those nerds!